call the Morehaven City Council regular meeting to order for June the 4th, 2024 at 7 p.m. at City Hall. Item number 1, roll call. Jay?
Present.
Alicia?
Here.
Mark?
Here.
Brad?
Here.
I'm here, barely. Alicia,
Ashley.
Steve, Ashley, Steve, and Larry and Brad are here, and we have a pretty good turnout in the audience. If you please stand for the invocation with Brad, and I'll do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear Lord, thank you for this day, and just thank you for everyone that came tonight, Lord. Just give us the wisdom to make the right decisions for this community. Keep us safe as we go home tonight. In your name, I pray, amen.
Amen.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
See, bet it wasn't that hard. Okay, item number 3, additions, deletions, or corrections to the agenda.
Yes, under item 4, there's a copy laying in front of you. We'd like to add the May 21, 2024 public outreach meeting minutes. And also another item that's laying there in front of you, we'd like to add approval for a grant application to FEP for the phase 2 part of this project. Like I said, the package is later in front of you, and I think Connie will cover in more detail later in the meeting. We'd like to, I assume, to add that under, make that 4A, or you want to do it after the ordinance at 6A. 4A?
Yeah, let's do 4A.
Okay.
And then
Should need to-
the May 24th we'll do is 4A. Or we'll just add it to May 7th, May 21st, and May 24th.
It's May 21st as well, but it's the public outreach
Yeah.
meetings.
And we'll just keep them in line like that. And then the third one, well, you want to do that one? It doesn't matter.
Only got 2, right?
Let's just do it. Yeah,
4B,
let's call it 4B. Okay.
yeah.
Motion to, motion to add additions to the agenda, please.
Motion by Jake, second by Alicia to make 2 changes to the agenda. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right. Item number 4A, discuss and or approve the following meeting minutes. May 7th, 2024 workshop meeting minutes.
Motion to approve May 7th workshop meeting minutes.
Motion by Mark,
Second.
seconded by Brad. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. May 21st, 2024 regular meeting minutes.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Jake,
Second.
seconded by Alicia. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. May 24th public outreach meeting.
Motion to approve May 24th.
Motion by Mark,
Second.
seconded by Jake.
It's the 21st.
Yeah.
Is it the 24th?
May 21, 20.
To the Florida Department of Environmental Protection for phase downtown project is the Cincinnati River Water Quality Drainage Improvement Project. It's basically extending from Avenue K to Avenue L. Doing drainage improvements, sidewalk construction, road improvements, and I'll let Connie kind of get the details on it.
This is part of the FDP Water Quality Grant Program that closes at the end of the month. And since this was a stormwater drainage improvement, with water quality components in it. We thought this was a good project to put into the grant portal. We've kind of tied it into the existing grant with some of the nutrient reductions and stuff to make it a little more viable. And the one change that I did receive was on the project description to add the public library in there as part of getting the city facilities. I just put city facilities, but I'll add public library, and I can put the marina in there too.
Sure.
Okay.
Doctor's office.
And the doctor's office as well,
Okay.
Riverside.
Since it's not as large of a project as what we're in, it's under 500,000. So it's got a pretty good chance of getting funded. One, you're in the middle of yours now, and that it's right there on the riverfront. I mean, you're at the mouth of the river, so that's our biggest, and it meets the BMAP qualifications, and you're in that BMAP, so that's the other.
Veterans Memorial.
Okay, and that, so at the end of the document, you'll see where I came up with, there's a few exhibits. I did the Google map and showed them on, with the highlighted area of what we're trying to do. So, you could see that. And then, the nutrient reduction graph, we use that in the 3-year grant application, so we'll be doing that. So if you don't have any more changes or anything, then I will move forward and start, putting the, application into the grant portal.
Motion for Ms. Van Ash to move forward with phase 2 Coxsackie River area water quality drainage improvement project.
Motion by Jake, second by Brad. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ms. Connie.
Okay, item number 5, first reading of ordinance number 357 relating to garbage rates.
Ordinance number 357, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Moore Haven, Florida, amending ordinances 196, 220, 247, 266, 274, and 307, and Chapter 55, Section 9 of the Moore Haven City Code by providing specified customers with can service, by providing for the cost of replacement of garbage bins, by changing garbage and trash collection rates, providing a savings clause, repealing all ordinances in conflict herewith, authority to codify, providing an effective date. You're just adopting the first reading at this point. There's going to be the second reading and adoption
The 24th.
on June 24th, following the CCPWA meeting.
If this is, as I went back through the notes, this is the 14%.
Mm-hmm.
That's, I just want to make sure nothing had been changed since we talked about it. Motion.
Motion by Jake,
Second.
second by Alicia. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right, item number 6, first reading of ordinance 358 relating to garbage rate rules.
Number 358, an ordinance of the City Council of Moore Haven, Florida, amending ordinance 166 and Article 2 entitled Garbage and Trash by providing customers with a garbage bin, providing for procedures for pickup, providing for costs and assessments, providing for sanctions, providing for a savings clause, repealing all ordinance in conflict herewith, authority to codify, providing an effective date, and for other purposes.
Motion.
Motion by Jake,
Second.
second by Brad. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Item number 7, report of officers, city manager.
Before it's been discussed about medical marijuana, about whether it's authorized in different zoning areas in the city. Generally, our planning consultant has basically said that it's essentially up to the council whether or not you have the medical marijuana facilities within the city. Obviously, you don't want it in all all the zoning areas that we have in the city, but there may be some that would be suited. So I think we discussed before, we probably want to schedule a workshop to probably discuss this in further detail. So I suggest maybe we set up for a workshop for maybe prior to the next meeting, or you want to wait till?
Angela, come in the next meeting?
So maybe-
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe busy next meeting, so maybe the first meeting in August, to schedule a workshop to discuss medical marijuana.
July.
July.
Yeah, because we're gonna do a special meeting for CAPFA before, at 6 o'clock, I believe, before the next meeting. There might be a number of items that need to be addressed at that meeting. So.
We'll put it on the agenda workshop
For July. Probably, what's the first
July's
meeting?
gonna be the second.
July 2nd.
I'm not gonna be here that week. Can we do it the second meeting in July?
Yes.
You do it at 6 o'clock.
Yep, 6 o'clock, the second meeting in July. Okay,
The other issue that's come up, it was brought up at last meeting about the sale of fireworks. And basically, this, Jim Lewis said the same thing, that chapter 791 of the Florida statutes does, it says that the city council has the power to control the zoning and the sale of fireworks within the jurisdiction. So I think we've had we've had two inquiries from individuals wanting to do the sale of fireworks in conjunction with the 4th of July. So, at this point in time, we probably need, at some point in time, further define that, again, what areas in zoning you would have that would allow the sale of fireworks. But we do have two pending cases where they've inquired about trying to sell fireworks. And both, where they located at?
On Highway 27.
One is trying to do it. They were going to do it at the Seacoast, old Seacoast building, but now they've moved their spot over by the Marathon. And the other one is down by Riviera's Fruit Cups in that little plaza out in front of it.
My issue is more, it's not a good precedent to throw something together to allow a use when the code doesn't provide for it. The proper way to do it would be to do like we're doing with the medical marijuana dispensaries, to have a workshop, public hearing, and then move from there. My other concern would be whether or not our insurance company would have consternation with doing that, regardless of hold harmless agreements or being insured, named as additional insured. So at a minimum, without having consulted with our insurance provider, I would not encourage adopting something tonight. Could possibly be done, but then you get back into, do you want to allow uses where there's nothing in the code, and the pros and cons of debating that issue.
Well, if you're gonna add it in to a certain zoning change, it would have to be advertised, and we would probably never make that.
Well, you wouldn't, because it is a zoning change, and you can't adopt, for instance, an emergency ordinance for zoning change. So yeah, you're at this point, you would not
We wouldn't make.
be able to amend the code. But for something like this, again, whether or not you want to discuss it first at a workshop and have a public hearing for input before you even get into an adoption stage, would be a better policy approach. But it's at your discretion, as Mr. LaRue said. You could come up with a game plan for acceptance, or like, for instance, it has to be in a commercial zone. There has to be some limitations on hours of operation and insurance requirements, but that's a lot to digest and spit it back out, all at a meeting like this.
You've got less than a month to do it.
Yeah, that's the problem, was didn't come up until last meeting, and
Well, I mean, I hate to cut somebody out trying to make a dollar. At least they did call, unlike some other people before they shut the business into the city. But my question is, why would the person that owns the bank, if he wanted, it's his property, he wants to come and set up a fireworks booth, why would that have anything to do with our insurance company? He's selling them off of private property and not city-owned property.
Anybody could be sued for anything. So to
So
say
it's no
that the
different.
city wouldn't be sued, but something happens.
So when you say that somebody gets in a wreck on 27, they can turn around and sue the city also?
Yep.
Right? That
Yep.
same line of thought. Right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he said we could do it, but we need proper advertising.
Yeah, I have a problem with jamming something and approving it with no study to it or public input. But you can do it if you chose to do so.
You know, the things like you mentioned with their hours and things, that there isn't anything open in Moorhaven after 10 o'clock. They're not gonna be buying fireworks at, trying to buy them at 11 o'clock, but, I don't know, we
that's-
talk about wanting to set up just 4th of July week, or does he want to set up a whole month?
He wants to do it this guy June 27th to July 5th every year, and also December 15th to January 1st every year.
Well,
So they
maybe-
want 2 times a year, and they want to do it for about 2 weeks.
So maybe that's the thing, that's their request. So maybe we can go back like Steve's suggesting and look at what we can do to help fill out that request and come up with an ordinance on it. And tell them, well, next year, check with us.
Yeah, I don't want to discourage anyone from coming in, even if it's for a week or 2 weeks or a month, to bring something here. I don't want to shut it down, but I don't want to rush into approving something also, like you said. But if they want to do it December, I think we need to stay on it. That way we can get it approved. That way when December comes, then we have everything in line for them to be able to set
Probably
up.
put that on one of your, for a workshop in August.
Yeah, what we could do
That
is,
would
I can talk to Mr. LaRue, and perhaps he would be available. I'll have to look at his schedule as well, but perhaps he could be available for a workshop where you address a few different zoning issues that may
Yes.
come up, and just get it all done at one time, so you're not piecemealing it and we're not getting charged for.
Well, if you do it in August, that'll give you another 3 weeks or another 3 meetings to get it advertised and get everything. We're not gonna make the July the 4th
No,
deal,
but we can make
but that,
December.
yeah, but we can make
And
December.
that would
And
be
that'll give us 3 more meetings plus workshops to discuss it.
that, you might, when you respond to them, Ashley, let them know it just doesn't, it's like Steve saying, it doesn't fit into us, but we're working on it to get them in here for
Christmas.
December. And then that way, after we go through all this,
That'll be done.
they'll hopefully still be interested, just don't send them a letter, no, ain't happening, okay?
Yeah.
I would call the insurance too, just to see.
All right.
That's all I have. That's enough.
Okay. Does anybody have anything for Larry? Okay, city attorney.
I don't think I have anything additional other than what we just discussed, so.
Okay. Anybody got anything for Steve? Okay, Madam Clerk,
I don't have anything.
pardon me?
Nothing.
Okay, does anybody got anything for Ashley?
I do.
Go ahead.
Actually, the dock fee,
Mhm.
when they pay like out front,
Mhm.
remind me again, where does that money go? What account? Does it go in the general fund? Is there
It's the general fund parks.
in the Parks and Rec?
Mhm.
That's okay.
I'm gonna work on that one too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll wait on that turn.
Okay, Craig A. Smith. CAS Governmental Services, Ms. Connie.
Just a brief legislative update. Thank you, Mayor, council members. the governor was in Fort Myers today, kicking off the hurricane preparedness sales tax holiday. And he did say the budget was coming soon. And Senator President Pasadena kind of teased him a little bit, saying he's holding things up. So it was a good conference. So we should hear something pretty soon about the budget. I'm working on the quarterly reports for the grants. They're going to be due for the period ending June. So I always start early, just to have enough time to gather information and put it together properly. And we are still waiting for the time extension from Florida Commerce. We know the extension's been done, but the project manager for our project is not able to access it. It has to be sent to her. So I'm not sure if somebody's on vacation or what, but we're still working on getting that
That document.
extension. Yeah. I
You
want-
did the
yeah,
document, yeah.
I want to see it. So, but that's, and we're working on payment requests, submitting invoices to the different agencies. So if you have any questions for me. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Connie. Item E, F, Bradley Wade.
Basically, everything's kind of running as normal. I did, get contacted by the electrical engineer that's gonna be working on the new elementary school. Just a quick meeting today, and we've got something set up Friday for a little bit more formal. He's gonna send me some emails on schematics and stuff like that. It's kind of gonna be similar to what they have at the high school. I'm gonna get a 2,500 KVA pad mount, three-phase pad mount, probably 1,000 foot in there from street into where they were gonna be setting up, so. As I get more information on that, I'll keep you all updated on that.
Okay.
Other than that, I did have some work going on down at Ball Field lift station. That's gonna be tied in with some of the elementary school stuff. We had an emergency situation down there. Both the pumps had quit, kicked out at the bottom. They're replacing the feet in them, so we've got it on bypass pump right now and waiting on to go underground to get down in the hole and put a new feet on both rails. So circulation, we wasn't pumping. So done an excellent job.
All right. Item 8, approval of the bills in the amount of $85,981.96.
Motion to approve.
Okay,
Second.
seconded by. Item, you want to speak? Go ahead.
I will go in the first. So.
Come
nice
up,
to meet you.
come up to the front,
Yeah, sure.
please, sir.
Nice to meet you all. So me and my wife, this is the first time that we're gonna make this. Sorry for about my English. So we natural from Cuba, but the reason that we came here is a few months ago. We are neighbors from the 404 Avenue R. We have been called police like around 3 times because we see some dogs running around our property. We got 2 dogs and 2 small kids always playing on the backyard, on the front and everything. And so for that reason, we decided to build a fence around the property for privacy and protect the kids from this threat. So we were looking prices. We pulled permits here in the city, and the inspectors and chief materials allowed by the and see it's possible to show you guys. The thing that we find out less expensive and and functional was an Adura fence. It's an aluminum metal fence, private one. Doing a research based on the cost and benefits, the price for setting an Adura fence in my property versus the chain link, for example, is less prices. So the inspector, I came to the city, I talked to the lady, I remember 2 months ago. Unfortunately, we came early because last month our bigger kid was having an accident in a baseball game in the minor league. We're in a hospital, surgery and everything. He's fine. That's why we came today to make a request, guys, to you. It is possible to set us, to allow us to make the fence, with Dura fence. Of course, we got all this material specs. We send all the papers to the city, and we need to see this possible because it's more private, it's more functional, is less maintenance required than wood or maybe chain link, and the price is less than the chain link one. So I'm trying to do this as far as possible.
What kind of fence? Spell a fence again.
Aluminum.
Aluminum. So Dura fence, the material is approved in most of the cities of Florida. It's an aluminum. It looks like wood. They come with different colors: white, gray, metal, black, brown. And it's easy to install, but the owner or another company is possible, and it's less pricey than chain link. It's one of the most. And also,
Got it, Mr. Tibbs.
No, I did not. I know we have discussed several times about the need to update our ordinance
Yes.
on fence.
Have you got a picture of what you're wanting
I
to
bring
do?
out a presentation. I can open the laptop and I show with a small screen to my light.
Y'all don't
It's
mind?
fine
Can
for
you,
you?
y'all mind if he
I want
does?
to see a picture.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Give me 1 second. Let me open up with
Yeah.
All of our ordinances.
You just need to update the ordinance.
Yeah,
You can't one, not the other.
But if it's something that's covered by the building code already, that I don't know off the top of my head.
That and hog green and white.
Oh, excuse me. I don't know.
You can bring it up here.
From here. Okay. This is the whole presentation.
So let's
The
see
We
the
just want a
fence.
picture of the fence.
Yes. Give me 1 second. You can see in the
Oh.
background.
All
This
right.
is
You
an
can show
Dura
them.
fence link.
Mhm.
So this is a Dura fence.
Kind of like
Fence.
what he has over there by Mr. Dyer's, Brad. Doesn't that what
Yeah.
it looks like?
Yeah, I like that better than I do.
For sure. Yeah, it's this one. Let's see if I got a better picture here for you.
Nope.
There you go. You can
Yes,
see it
I don't
here.
have, I don't have a problem with that. Yeah.
Thank you.
But we do need to update
This
the
goes-
ordinance.
Okay, so what we need to do is update the ordinance, is what we need to do. So,
Scott holding him back, we can make a special exception on this. couldn't we, Steve?
yeah,
Well, you could do it as a one time because it's not a zoning. So
right.
Just to give an idea, the price for the chain link was around 4,700, and this one is 4,300.
Yeah, but man, I'm your neighbor and I like looking down there at y'all's yard because it's so neat. So don't, I mean, I can.
No, it's fine. You can stop by anytime, guys. We're from Cuba. We moved to Merhaven last year. We're here for a year. We came from Miami. We're here in the United States for 5 years already. We plan to stay here.
Okay, you,
Yeah, I'm happy with it. Just go through your,
can you, do we need a motion?
no, because
Okay, I'm
we'll
sorry.
go ahead and update.
All right.
and then try to get it enacted.
You can continue to move forward. with
Yeah.
the permit.
Yeah,
That I appreciate it. So I'll stop by tomorrow with the C.
to see her. Talk to
Yes, I
her.
know, I know her, I know her.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See how easy that was?
Yeah, for my first time.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else? Going once. Going twice. Come on.
I don't know what I'm
You're
saying,
giving too much time.
but I live in, New Haven here, I just moved here recently,
Yes, sir.
and, I live in, right here in Yacht Club.
Okay.
And there's a thing with, we used to get a garbage pickup, and then all of a sudden they stopped it. My complaint is that if they stop the pickup with us calling or something, then, during hurricane season, people are putting stuff on other people's lots and stuff like that. So I like maybe like a one-time pickup a week or something for the garbage, not the regular garbage, the core stuff.
Did you put the letter?
I didn't send a letter
Yes,
there.
that see it. But if your neighbor comes in and decides he's gonna cut all of his trees down and stack them by the road, then you need to call up here and do a special pickup.
Right.
That's not a normal weekly service. Does that help clear it up a little bit? That letter there didn't come from the city of Moorhaven.
Okay, I guess.
All right. Okay. Anybody else? Going once, going twice. All right, sold. Item number 10, mayor reports. Jake?
Okay, Mr. Tibbs, did you tell me that the fiber, are we gonna include Washington Park with the fiber study?
I have contacted the representative from Connection
Yes, sir.
and to start the discussion. What they want at this point in time is we have to identify all of our poles because the only fiber optics we can install is our poles. So we have to identify all of our poles, and then from that we'll come up with what.
Okay.
So that's what they're in the process of doing now, trying to map out what poles we have and what kind of coverage they can provide from that. As far as, depending on where our poles are, how close our poles are to now and how far they can extend that service out from those poles. I guess it's going to be in their design or their plan when they come up with it.
All right. Ashley, did you get to the courthouse to record the church?
Yes, that's all been recorded.
Good. Mr. LaRue, same thing about insurance on skate park. Did
I don't think we talked. I didn't talk to him about that.
we need to check in
No,
on
I
that?
didn't talk to LaRue. I thought you were talking to him about that.
No, but you
But we
mean
were going to talk to her
for
insurance.
insurance
The proposal.
with LaRue or insurance with the insurance company?
Well, no, with
Did either one of them get discussed?
Well, the skate park could be a LaRue issue, but on the insurance side, no, but I'll make a note. So.
they asked. Come on, go. The seawall. We talked about the rates at the workshop.
Do you have a contact with the insurance?
Was there any discussion on the seawall?
I think I
You
can talk to
know,
her.
we had talked about clarifying it in 3 different categories: the transient, the covered, and then the seawall itself for the utilities on raising the prices. We were talking about that at the last.
We're working on the ordinances, but
Well, we talked about doing a workshop
Yeah,
for it
we
as well,
need a
because y'all just
workshop
got a
for that
little
as
small
well.
discussion on it. Didn't have a lot of time to speak on it that night.
So that workshop just brought it to the table. Now we're gonna have a workshop.
That wasn't a workshop. That was a workshop for the garbage. And y'all just
Meant for the
added it to it and it
garbage,
didn't discuss it.
Because
But
we
I
had other
added-
things.
I added it to there. I added it to the workshop agenda, didn't I?
Yeah, but we only got to discuss it for like
Right.
5
So that's
minutes.
what I'm saying. Now that it's on the table, now
Yeah.
you're telling me we're gonna have a workshop about it because it's on. the table.
That's what y'all talked about.
Okay, well, we can do that.
but we already started working on the ordinance.
Okay.
That-
Okay,
Answer.
yep. Cause my seawall's coming, right, Connie?
Positive.
The other thing, I wanted
Check this meeting.
to, talk to you guys about was, when the community came up and gave the proposal on wanting us to reseed the grass, regrass the ball fields and do all these updates and so on and so forth. At that time, we had told them we weren't sure where they were going to build the school. So we kind of stepped back. Well, I've been identified where the school's going to be built. So as I talk about this to you, it's not a ratio between county kids and city kids in my mind that use the ball fields. They're Glades County kids, regardless of where they go to school. All right. But what's to say when, and it's documented, when we got moved to those ball fields, the county's agreement in the documentation was to help monetarily. And proposing is for us to come up with something, sector fee, animal control fee. They want to give us $10,000 a year, $5,000. To start it off. I don't think it would. In a local agreement. Between us and in a local agreement, the same as the animal control into your home when you finally got moved in there. We approached you and asked you if you would come up and be a little league coach. Okay. From that day, do the ball fields look any different from all the way back then? I mean, not much. So it's time to approach the county, and if they can't help us, it's time for us to move forward.
Well, we've chipped in on a lot of
We have.
stuff.
Yeah.
I've asked
And it's
Ashley,
their turn to step up to play.
I agree. I've asked Ashley to talk to Brad about getting, just, hourly numbers of how many hours we got in a week that it takes for maintenance. And just the general upkeep on the facility. Now, that's not their responsibility. It's ours, according to the documents, but we have the right, and so does GCYAA has the right to go and ask them. But for some reason, they always come to the city. So if we team up, in my mind, we get them together with us, present it to Mrs. Fisher, and,
Well, you know, not to interrupt you, what was it? 4 or 5 years ago, we all talked about not gonna mess with the A field, do the B field, get the B field right. I'd like to at least start back in the B and the C field and start getting them in our shape.
sure.
You know,
And-
we had a good plan then.
Yeah.
We had a real
We
good plan.
still got it but it's just, that thing ain't.
No,
There's been a lot of good people up there running the organization, and they just, it always is a maintenance issue.
yeah.
And, so that's what I spoke to her about it. I'll get some total numbers of kids. I mean, I think they got 80 in soccer, and they had over 100 in T-ball this year, or, that
Well,
baseball
that's,
sport.
keep in mind, if we're gonna do, not to interrupt you, if we're gonna do the B field this year, we need to start here
Right.
quick.
Well, but
But I mean, yeah, but they need help.
Yeah.
And
I don't know how, I've never asked the county for anything like this, so I don't know how to go about it. I've just went and got it, but this is money. I don't know how to go about and get that, or how to approach it, or what type of documentation the three of y'all need to draw up. But it's something that needs to be presented to them as they are starting to plan their budget.
Mhm.
Has anyone seen where the bus barn, the new bus barn's gonna be officially?
No,
Last I heard, it was going back where the administrative offices were.
The electric bus stuff is gonna go in that back parking lot, the newest parking lot right behind the administrative office.
Tommy Harris parking lot.
Mhm.
Tom here, yeah.
I'm very concerned that it's gonna end up on our fields. Hopefully not. If so, we get brand new fields, because that's what we'll have to do, but, I think we need to redo all the fields at once.
You can't afford to do
I
that.
know.
We looked at that.
I know, but them fields have been the same since I played, and I'm not that old, but I promise you that they've been,
But in whatever the three of y'all got to figure out, I brought the idea to the table. I'll do as much as I can to help you. But, and the other thing that I thought of too, Brad, on this, I see Joe right there, mean mugging me, because you know what I'm about to ask. Every year when we start working on the ball fields, we're doing Challenger at the same time. There ain't nothing going on up there. It looks like the rain's gonna hold off for, maybe another week or so. Maybe we could pressure clean the building, and I think it's simple in-house to paint it. It's not that big. We start getting it spruced up. I mean, it's gonna need to be pressure cleaned and planned before next ball season, but if it's something that fits into your schedule, maybe we could do it, in advance. So we're not doing it Challenger week. That was my wish tonight. And I thought you guys would at least thank me because I didn't come to you with any change orders tonight on the
Thank you.
street project. That's all I have unless anybody has anything for me.
Jake,
So regularly goes to the meetings. You
Yeah.
see
the number in my head, but that's.
Well, tell Ashley, so that's
No
what
point.
I go on and get on the agenda for it.
Go ahead.
We do.
All right, I'll call, put on DJ. I think that was all I had. Something came back across that you asked me, but. What do you think a dollar now? I mean,
uh,
we scored adjourn.
Motion by Marcus, second by Bradley. Any discussion? All in favor? We're adjourned.